Okay guys, another Laowinner tip. Always learn Chinese and say that you're friends with local people, because they were literally about to send the cops over here. Well, they were cops.
This ties in perfectly with what we were saying.
Yeah.
Because earlier in the car we were saying, like, Chinese people have this crazy ability to go above the law. Even the police. They were supposed to put us in jail and then take the car away forever and ever and ever.
It's good to have friends. He just replied finally. He said, just wait a second, I'll be right there.
That's one thing. Like, I did say in the car earlier that anyone could do this.
Right.
You just got to make sure you have contacts sprinkled about the country just in case something like this happens.
Because we'd end up walking 20 kilometers.
Yeah, and then by the time we get anything to come back to get the car, the people
probably would have towed it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll update you when he's here.
Sure will, Patron.
This is good news.
This is good.
It's good news. It's good news! They've arrived. Someone's arrived. Hey! 好久不见。
怎么啦？
那个车坏了。So, why do you need to have friends in China? Well, simply put, China works in a little bit of a different way than the West does. For example, if I run into trouble, kind of like what we did, we got stopped on the side of the road with our car. Now, we couldn't really call anyone for help because we would have been screwed over by the local police, who would have charged us a bunch of money and then probably had to pay a lot more money in legal fees and all that kind of stuff, and possibly bribes after they found out that the car was actually not registered. So my buddy that you might have noticed from the TV show, he said that it's good to get the cops to come pick us up, but it's his cop friends, so they're going to come pick us up and we don't have to pay thousands of RMB. Hey, it's Hukai. 好久不见。新年好，新年好。新年好。Dumb move on our part. Absolutely understand. But for Chinese people, it works a little bit differently. There's some exceptions to the law, especially when it comes to situations like this, where if you have friends, and they are local indeed, then you have a huge advantage. The disadvantage comes when you are not from that area and don't know anyone in that area as well. Let me introduce you to some characters. First off, you're going to have to know who Hukai is. Hey Hukai, 你现在比较有名，好多人知道你是谁，因为他们看你，因为他们看那个电视剧。你跟大家说hi.
Hi. Hello.
Nice. Hukai is actually a guy that we met on our TV show Conquering Southern China, and he actually sorted us out with all kinds of awesome hookups and a lot of good scenes for episode 1 of our show. So pretty much all the things that you saw, like cat snake hot pot, which we had to eat snakes and drink snake bile and eat cats and all that kind of stuff. He sorted that out, and he actually helped us out for the rest of the few days that we were filming there, and it worked out really well. They've been super nice to bring us to this fixed car place, and we apparently have been booked into a hotel. So we're gonna find out. Hukai's driving like insane.
It was like we were going 140 kilometers down
on
the
a
road.
Back road, like on
In
a
the dark.
with 30 km/h speed limit.
Yeah.
So perspective.
It's been quite the adventure so far out of the car.
Yeah. The thing is, we gotta pay these dudes, and there is no frickin' bank around here. I've already spent all my money.
Me too.
So we're gonna have to try to figure this out.
Yeah.
You also have to know this guy, Qiuge. He's actually a very well-known motorcycle racer here in China. A very, very straightforward guy. Awesome, super, super generous, an all-around amazing person. Hey Hukai, 我们今天要吃什么？龙家菜。龙家菜，好，也行。
Simon was just saying how it's funny how things turn out. Like, car ended up on the side of the road. We were there for like what, 2 hours or something, and now we're just eating dinner with Hukai, and we're gonna go to some motorcycle bar.
Funny how things turn out.
Yeah, it's weird. Totally, it was not our plan.
It's Chinese salad.
Chinese salad.
Yeah, nice. Chinese salad. Nice. Yeah,
It's good.
it's good, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I'd eat shit right now. It'd be good.
Now that you understand the two main Chinese friends characters, let me get into how I met them. A long time ago, me and Winston were actually on a trip. And this was kind of like scouting out southern China on our motorcycles. Now, we actually were riding through the mountains about 3 or 4 hours north of where we live, and all of a sudden we saw these guys come by on motorcycles like Chinese riders we've never seen before. This was unparalleled skill. And actually they flagged us down and next to a watermelon patch. And they said, hey guys, have some watermelon. We sat there and we ate watermelon together and started chatting. And for the next few hours, we exchanged contacts and found that it was really cool to meet Chinese guys that actually appreciated riding and knew how to ride their bikes.
你最快的是283。
283。
开什么车？
凯旋。
哦
Triumph. I'm jealous of that.
Because a lot of the times here in China, some rich kids will get some bikes, like Ducatis and things like that, end up killing themselves or they don't really know how to ride. These guys had a real passion for riding, and it seemed like they didn't come from undeserved money. So we kept in contact, and actually years later when we filmed our TV show, they were still there to help out. And I have to tip my hat. I know they don't have VPNs, they don't watch these videos, but I have to tip my hat to these guys. They absolutely saved our lives. And again, who knows what would have happened to me and Prazi without their help.
Prazi, did you ever think we'd end up at a 5-star hotel at the end of this?
I didn't even think we would end up out of the car.
I know. I thought we'd be on the side of the road forever. Hey, Prazi.
Yeah.
You know something's wrong? This is when a hotel room costs more than
my car. Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Look at this place.
Chapel.
For real? Prazi. What? Prazi, what happened? Why are we here?
This is like one of those places I don't belong. I don't come to fancy places.
Oh! Prazi! Prazi! You chicken wing! Prazi! Prazi!
I'm not strong. You know I'm not strong. I didn't even want to do it.
没面子. A new friendship was born. Simo's got that white boy tilt. Oh! 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 Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh!
1, 2, 3.
It's great to see you again. 今天是秋哥第一次看那个我们纪录片，你觉得怎么样
Okay,
nice.
非常好。你的纪录片说的很详细，也阐述了你们一些途中的一些奇遇。有幸的话，我们以后再一起骑行。
当然是，
一定。我很庆幸，认识你们。看，
你要跟他解释。
炮是英文怎么说呢？
How is to go other girls?
炮凯。
不要 ，no， 你要告诉他约炮是怎么。
How is like to go pursue other women? So he changed his name.
Whatever the case.
Now there's a vocabulary word you're probably going to have to learn in Chinese, and that's Guanxi. Guanxi means connections, and it sounds a little bit ridiculous because a lot of people say, oh, I have so many connections, I know this guy, I know that guy. I remember growing up with a friend, and he said his dad had like mafia connections in case he ever got in trouble with the Italian mob or something, but at the end of the day all it did was get him discounts at the local car repair shop. But long story short, in China the whole culture kind of revolves around Guanxi, especially in smaller areas. So in a place like Shaoguan, where me and Prazi were, the fact that these guys were local meant that they had connections to kind of, maybe their uncle knew the police officer, or maybe this person knew this person, and it gets kind of chummy. If you're from a local area, it's kind of like, yeah, whatever, like these guys mean no harm, and everyone starts to trust each other. And I think that kind of system exists because throughout Chinese history, there's been so many political changes through the dynasties and from the nationalist government into a communist government. And now there's even changes, with the free market capitalism going on and kind of more freedoms creeping into people's lives and things like that. There's never been a standard kind of set government, and people have always relied on connections to kind of get things done. And honestly, despite all the things that kind of disagree with me or I disagree with about China, that's one of my favorite things about this place is actually the way things get done here, because I've been helped so many times, and it's taught me to kind of help people and become a more useful person by being more sociable, getting to know people, and kind of just being blindly generous. Now, as a foreigner, it's not really easy to get Guanxi, but you will make friends in China, and it is easy to make friends in China. And these people will typically, from my experience, help you out in any scenario. I found that this kind of attitude has changed the way that my normal relationships work with Westerners as well. It's kind of like, I'll scratch your back, you'll get me back sometime. But it's not like an owed debt necessarily. It's kind of just like two bros, or like, I took you out to dinner this one time, and then next time, I know that you'll sort me out, or I'm in this predicament this time, but I know next time you're going to help me out. And I kind of like how that works. I think it's really helped out the way that I look at life and the way that I look at my relationships and friendships. And to keep contact with people like that really guarantees that you'll always have help around the country. And it's something that takes years to build, but it's also something that's completely and entirely helped my videos. Because without these contacts, without these friends, half of the experiences that you see and enjoy on my videos, I wouldn't have been able to pull off. Whether it's my connections that my father-in-law has, he ended up getting my car back, or it's connections with my friends around China that have shown me some absolutely wonderful times, and some of the best times in my entire life.
All right, so this is the smoker, a seasoned smoker.
So hot!
Yeah. Hook smokes all the fucking time. He smokes like a pack a day.
He's a veteran.
I want to see him smoke vape. All right.
Whoop. That was quick. How did we do that?
Ready?
Whoa!
Go for it.
To sum it up, one of the reasons that I haven't been able to kind of come to terms with the fact that someday I'll have to go home if I want my daughter to have, the same kind of upbringing that I did, or quality of education. One of the things that makes it so difficult to leave is all of the friends that I've made. All the friends that have helped me, all the friends that have sorted me out in some of the worst situations and best situations of my life. And all of those connections and all of the awesome times I've had are basically impossible for me to throw away just to go back home. So honestly, if I'm going to give advice to you, I think China is one of the best places you could ever travel. You'll have some of the best experiences of your entire life, but they're made so much better when you have friends throughout the country that not only can help you out, but show you how to party. Because let me tell you, some of these Chinese guys, they know how to party.